Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to High Top Sports Network's presentation of WPIAL Class 4A Greater Allegheny Conference Varsity Football. My name is Josh Reckengast, joined this evening by Ryan Burns on camera for this matchup between the Knoch Knights and the Mars Fightin Planets. Mars coming in with an 0-6 record, suffered a 37-0 shutout against Armstrong last week here on this field at the Mars Athletic Complex. Knoch, a 1-point win, hung on to take care of business against Indiana last week. So the Knights looking to extend that into a winning streak after a winless season a year ago, looking for their third win of the 2021 campaign. Right now it's youth night here at the MAC. Several hundred youth players, cheerleaders, coaches, volunteers being introduced one by name, and I got to give the public address announcer a lot of credit. That's a difficult task when you are asked to pronounce 1,000 different names. You're going to miss one or two here or there, so hope that his services are appreciated by those in attendance this evening. As for this one, as mentioned, we are going to see a Mars team looking for its first win of the season. And the Knoch Knights trying to hold them off, get a win on the road after that 1-point victory against the Little Indians a week ago. I want to tell you about a great event we have going on here at High Top Sports Network toward the end of the month. It'll be Halloween at the Richard G. Snyder YMCA in downtown Kittanning. Come on down on October 29th for a great community event that promises not to disappoint. In conjunction with Sprankle's Neighborhood Markets, hashtag Kittanning Cares, High Top Sports Network, and many other local businesses, this event has everything you need for this Halloween season. The RGS YMCA will be putting on a monster walk throughout the building that includes candy and a costume contest for the kids. Hashtag Kittanning Cares will have a huge chunk of treats outside in the parking lot. Loads of trunks. Sprankles will have the meat van there giving out candy and coupons. And the first 100 kids receive real-life pumpkins and the painting kits to go with them. High Top Sports Network will be having a watch party located in the parking lot. We're getting a big projector from BS Outfitters in Kittanning. Come watch as the Riverhawks take on the Indiana Little Indians in the regular season finale. We're also trying to line up some food trucks for that event. As mentioned, 3 weeks from now, October 29th, you're not going to want to miss this spectacular Halloween event. Doors of the YMCA open at 7 p.m. And unfortunately, I will not be able to attend what sounds like it's going to be a fun evening because I will be on the call at Indiana for the Riverhawks and Little Indians in the regular season finale. And to go along with that, while we have a couple minutes before kickoff here at Mars, we have a video to go along and kind of explain it a little bit better than what I just did, though I thought I did a tremendous job. You can check out our video with the YMCA and several other local businesses, including Sprankles and hashtag Kittanning Cares, and really get an idea of what you're in for. And I know this game is between Knoch and Mars, but feel free to travel up the road if you've got some free time that evening and want to have fun at a good community event. After this video, I will be right back. Josh Reckengast here, High Top Sports Network. Knights and Mars just about 10 minutes away.
We're getting excited for the Monster Walk. We want to tell you a few things for the Monster Walk. We want to let you know that the parking lots will be closed that night. And when you come for the Monster Walk, come into the natatorium doors first. We'll show you where to line up, and then you're going to go through these doors and walk through the Nightmare Before Christmas natatorium.
In the ladies' locker room, we're going to enjoy Harry Potter and the gang. Obviously, we're not going to go in today. But once you leave the locker room, we're going to head on over to the gym where there is going to be a creepy carnival.
So after the creepy carnival, you're gonna come into our studio. You'll have an opportunity to take a family picture with your young ones in their costumes. You'll also, this is where we will take the pictures for our costume contest. Yes, that's right, I said it. Costume contest, just like last year. Guess what? We're gonna put them on Facebook. The one with the most likes wins. So if your child gets a little chip that says take my picture, hand it to me. I'll be taking pictures. We'll put them on Facebook and you're in the contest. Now let's go outside. I got some friends for you to meet. Another community partners outside. Let's go. What's up, guys? So we're outside. I told you I had friends, and it's gonna be a huge event. Without further ado, here is Joe Rhodes from High Top Sports. Hey guys, so excited about the 29th. We're gonna have the Jumbotron right over my shoulder here. Armstrong Riverhawks taking on the Indiana Little Indians. It's at Indiana. A little bit of a drive, so why not cut that part of it out? Come here, enjoy all the things that are going on, and watch your Riverhawks right on the big screen. Bring a chair, bring a blanket. Just be ready for the game. Chuck from Contending Cares, what else we got going?
Well, you come down to Rich D. Snyder for our second annual trunk or treat. We're gonna have so many trunks there. TGIF's gonna have one. Sprinkles are gonna have a meat truck or meat van there, handing out coupons, handing out candies. Plus, we're gonna have many more trunks for you. Plus, 100 Real Glide pumpkins, paint kits to go along with that for the first 100 kids, and 1,500 bags of candy loaded up for the first kids that come through.
Gonna be a great night. I'll tell you what do you think? What do you think, Colby?
I'm loving it. Love to be a partner. Proud to have a trunk. Can't wait to see what happens.
Gonna be trunks everywhere. Gonna be candy everywhere. Gonna be monsters everywhere. Gonna be a football game. You can't beat this. October 29th. Make sure you're at Richard G. Snyder YMCA in Katanning. It's gonna be the place to be. Everybody's gonna be happy. You're gonna feel great. We can't do what we do without you.
I'm Jake DeLuca with High Top Sports, reminding you all to smash that like button and share it while you're at it too.
Hey, I'm Chuck from #Contending. Make sure you like and share this post.
Colby with TGIF Solutions. Make sure you like this post and smash that share.
What's up, everybody? Andrew Scholl here from the Richard G. Snyder YMCA. Share and like, please.
Ryan with Sprinkles. #Save on Meat. Like and share.
Joe from HTSN. Like and share?
Welcome back to High Top Sports Network and our coverage of WPIAL Class 4A Greater Allegheny Conference varsity football this evening. The Fightin Planets hosting the Knoch Knights. Just going over the standings here, and these two teams at the bottom of Class 4A Greater Allegheny Conference play. Mars having a tough time moving the ball this season. Just one touchdown on the year. 27 points on the year, one touchdown in section play. Right now, we are going to pause for the national anthem. That came up quick. And that was the Mars Area High School Marching Band playing the Star Spangled Banner. To finish my point, before the national anthem came on, Mars having a tough time scoring so far this season, averaging just 4.5 points per game. Knoch a little bit better, 13.5 points per game for the Knights. Both of these teams giving up more than 30 points per game. So we are going to see a battle of neighboring schools. Always a great rivalry, talked about a little bit on the public address before we got into youth night and the band here. These schools have been going at it for a long time. Throw the records out the window. Expect to see a hard-hitting matchup tonight between the Knights and the Fightin Planets. Many thanks to the Mars Athletic Department and Athletic Director Scott Heinauer for the hospitality here at the Big Mac. Plenty of good snackies and slider sandwiches here in the press box for us to munch on after we got set up. Waiting for this one to kick off. A lot of goodies, a lot of snacks, a lot of cold beverages, Gatorades and waters. You need them on a night like tonight. Still a little bit muggy. We're up on the second floor. A little bit muggy this evening when we pulled in. And still a little bit sticky up here on the second floor. So nice to be able to grab a Gatorade when needed. Quench that thirst. Team's about to come onto the field here. Knoch already on their sideline. They will be in the white jerseys, blue pants with the gold trim and gold helmets. And the Fightin Planets ready to take the field. And just about a minute and 40 seconds until we get this Greater Allegheny Conference matchup underway. Want to thank Sprankle's Neighborhood Market in Saxonburg, our official scoreboard sponsor this evening. Remember to find Sprankles on Facebook. Hashtag SaveOnMeat. And we are going to get full-on starting lineups here, it looks like. One of the players just introduced, number 72, Matthew Deach. 6'7", 290-pound senior offensive lineman. Cameraman Ryan Burns noticed him during the pregame warm-ups, and we looked down at the roster and kind of had to do a double take. You'll see him out there. Number 72, you can't miss him. He's about a head taller than everyone else. 290, but he looks like he carries it well. Mars kind of switched offense. They lost a lot last year to graduation. Teddy Rufner, obviously one of the best running backs in the WPIAL last year. Lost a lot. Switched the offense around this season. A little more pass-friendly. Kind of a pro set look. And takes a long time to get used to when you go from a scheme that you've run for ages and try and turn it into a completely different offensive look, and that's what the Fightin Planets have done. Knoch, on the other hand, their biggest scoring output of the season last week against Indiana at home. 27-26 victory for the Knights, their second of the year. And after going winless a season ago, head coach Brandon Mowry has got this team improved and believing can pull that record even a little bit better, closer to 500 with a victory tonight.
We also like to take this opportunity to welcome EMS here tonight. After our athletic complex, they're here. Plenty of mighty home games on the last conference here at the stadium. We appreciate that being here. We're glad they're here. We just hope we have peace. And with that, it's another night. Will be number 5. That's
Knoch will receive the opening kickoff after the coin toss right there. So that means Mars will have it to start the third quarter. Officials getting the game ball onto the field. And we are just moments away from getting this one underway at the Big Mac. Is that glaring? I'm on the air and I'm talking to myself, so you know how it goes. Trying to see what the best setup would be here in the press box if turning the light on behind me causes too much of a glare for the cameras. Knoch also up here doing their filming in the same booth as us, so I don't want to distract anybody's cameras with a glare off the glass in front of us. So Mars getting ready to kick it off.
Also, number 2 is Marson.
Kaseki is back deep for the Knights. And Kaseki will bring it up over the 25 to about the 28, 29 yard line. And that is where the Knights will take over to start this one. 1st and 10 at their own 29 yard line. In motion is Xavier Johnson. Kaseki keeps it, tries to get to the left side. Nothing doing right there. Would have been a loss of a couple of yards, it looks like. Number 75 for Mars, Jacob Ottenweller with the tackle to stop Kaseki. On that keeper, that was a loss of 2. So 2nd down and 12 here for the Knights. Kaseki, hands off inside, trying to get free is Fraser. That is Keegan Fraser with that carry. So back up to what looks to be close to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 here from the 28. See if the Knights go to the air right here to try and pick up this opening 1st down on their first possession. Kaseki rolling to his right. Comes up, looks like he's going to throw. Now keeps it, forced to the sideline. Nothing doing for Kaseki. Looked like number 22 over there. That is Carlos Orr. So a gain of 1 right there on Kaseki's carry to the outside. 4th and 9 now. Knoch will punt. Keegan Fraser back to punt, trying to see who is deep for Mars. And gets the punt away. Reminiscent of the play on Thursday Night Football, where the punt was blocked and the punter was able to double punt and get it off. That looked like Brendan Tristani back there, number 40. Don't think it was Fraser, and that's what the public address called. They have a spotter down there, so I'm trying to listen to what they're saying because these numbers are tough to see on those Knoch jerseys. Skinny font on both jerseys, actually, but the Knoch ones kind of blend in a little bit more. New set of downs here. Fightin Planets take over. Fake pass, handoff inside to number 28. Number 26, Finn Seideneck. So no gain there for Seideneck. Under center for the Fightin Planets is number 3, Raphael Bartley. Bartley, a little pitch out to Seideneck. Tries to find a crack and is wrapped up immediately. Number 70, Alex Cotton, in there for a great tackle. That'll bring up a long 3rd down here for the Fightin Planets. 3rd and 8. So Bartley in the gun here. Seidenek was to his left. A little quick out. Good tackle. Hanging on right there to drop the receiver. Receiver was number 4, Noah Nesselrode, and I believe the tackle, 84? Getting the shoulder shrug here from Ryan Burns. Noah Gray, I believe, made that tackle. He's listed at wide receiver cornerback, but not 100% sure who did make that tackle. Low snap, able to get it off here. Kasecki fields it, got a little room, tries to cut it back inside, and he's up near midfield before he's tackled. Good return there by Carson Kasecki. Going to take it all the way up to the 49, it looks like, or going to be spotted right at the 49, the official putting his hand down. And right in front of the 49 here. So Carson Kasecki in the gun, ready to get the Knights offense going here. Handoff. Going to get some yardage. Still on his feet. Luke Goodland, number 3, with that carry. And good enough for a first down. Goodland, tough to take off his feet. And just rumbling through the Mars defense right there and getting across the first down line to gain, moving the chains for the Knights. Kasecki takes the snap, handoff inside reverse. That'll go to number 23 for the Knights. Oh, plows into a man and keeps going forward for another Knoch first down. That was Xavier Johnson running hard after the inside reverse. So Knoch, a couple of good rushes back-to-back here. 2 first down runs resulting in first downs. 8 minutes even left here in the first quarter. Kasecki, another handoff. This one trying to find the outside. That was Keegan Fraser. Tried to cut it back in right around the 20. Not much, maybe a yard. Oh, excuse me. Actually, 21. So a gain of 6 by Fraser there. Second and 4 upcoming for the Knights. Knoch moving the ball well here on their second possession. Kasecki in the gun with Fraser beside him to the right. Handoff again to Fraser, gets a lane right there, and just hanging on for dear life and saving a possible touchdown was number 34, Luca Moran, for the Fightin Planets, but a strong run again by Fraser, and that will move the chains. Knoch really driving the ball well after that good punt return by Kasecki up to around midfield. Since then, the Knights have been finding creases in that Mars defense, able to pound the ball and matriculate up the field, as Vince Lombardi used to say. Another handoff to Fraser, trying to get outside to the left, wrapped up by number 54 by the Fightin Planets, brought down by Jack Hall. Good tackle by Hall there to contain Fraser as he was trying to get outside to the left. So it looks like no gain on that play for the Knights. Knoch putting together a strong drive here on possession number 2. Kasecki in the gun. In motion right there is Johnson. He takes it going all the way to the right sideline, trying to turn the corner, but stopped inside the 10 by number 22 for the Fightin Planets. That is Carlos Orr. So 3rd down and 6 right now for the Knights. Knoch can get another first down before scoring a touchdown. 3rd and 6 from the 7-yard line. And Kaseki, oh, good misdirection and cutback, stays up, breaks the tackle, extends across the goal line, touchdown Knights. Carson Kaseki, a 7-yard scamper, gets into the end zone for the first score of this one. And Knoch is on top, 6-0. With 5:09 left here in the first. Really a nice drive right there by the Knights. Kaseki sparked it with a good punt return out to about midfield. Xavier Johnson with a good run. Keegan Fraser, a couple good runs. And Kaseki finishes off the drive, 7-yard touchdown run for the Knoch quarterback. We have an injured Mars player down, so while we have a moment, let's take a quick break and thank one of our great sponsors here on High Top Sports Network. My name is Josh Reckengast. We'll be right back.
Arms Care, located at 85 Glade Drive in Katanning, provides the highest quality medical equipment, supplies, and service for use in your home. After an accident, illness, or surgery, the caring professionals at Arms Care can assist you in getting the appropriate medical equipment into your home where you can make the most progress on your recovery. Arms Care offers 24/7 emergency service as well as a wide variety of specialized medical equipment, and their experienced staff is committed to helping you or your loved one regain normalcy by providing the highest level of quality home care equipment, supplies, and service. Contact Arms Care at 724-545-3200 today.
Protecting the things you love and how you do so is among the most important decisions you'll ever have to make. TGIF Solutions can provide you with the peace of mind by supplying answers to all of your insurance needs, whether it be home, auto, business, life, or farm coverage. Contact the team at the Shellhammer Atwood Agency today in West Katanning to be sure that you, your loved ones, and the things that matter most stay safe when it matters the most. TGIF Solutions, insurance for what matters.
Welcome back to High Top Sports Network. Max Daenerys with the extra point attempt for the Knights, up and good. So 7-0 Knoch after Carson Kaseki's 7-yard touchdown run on 3rd down. A big play right there for the Knights on a very productive drive by Knoch as they take the lead in this one. 5:09 left, first quarter. And the Knights back out onto the field here after that touchdown, ready to kick it off. Deep for the Fightin Planets is number 4, Noah Nesselrode. And I'm trying to see the other number. And number 26, Finn Seideneck. Thanks to Ryan Burns for those expert eyes pointing that one out to me. And here is the kick. Deep and taken at about the 10. Seideneck with the return. Up over the 25, stopped short of the 30. So that is will the Fightin Planets will take over. Not much doing on Mars's first drive. Taking over at the 29-yard line will be the Fightin Planets. Mars, as mentioned, only 27 points scored on the season. It's been a tough go of it for the Fightin Planets this year. A rebuild for sure. Lost a lot due to graduation. Changed the offense around, and right there swallowed up in the backfield by number 34 for the Knights. Well, they said number 44. That shows you how well I can see these. Gavin McGowan was the first in there to make contact. Big tackle for loss right there by the Knights. And we're looking at 2nd and 12 here from the Mars 26. Quick out there, caught by number 4, Noah Nesselrode. Good quick throw by Bartley, the lefty. Got Nesselrode out in the flat, so a positive gainer there for the Fightin' Planets, but still brings up a 3rd down. Looks to be about a 3rd and 9, so just a gain of 4. And Bartley rolls out, fires on the run, gets Nesselrode again, but that will be short of the 1st down marker. That's going to bring up 4th down and about, well, they're saying 2 on the scoreboard, but it looks more like 3. We'll say 4th and 2 here. Mars going for it. Excuse me. Bartley looks to the sideline. And Bartley walking off the field, don't know. And they are going to use a timeout. I do believe Mars Fightin' Planets will call their first timeout here with 4:20 left in the 1st quarter. And wow, we have a timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout here on High Top Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Arms Care, located at 85 Glade Drive in Katanning, provides the highest quality medical equipment, supplies, and service for use in your home. After an accident, illness, or surgery, the caring professionals at Arms Care can assist you in getting the appropriate medical equipment into your home where you can make the most progress on your recovery. Arms Care offers 24/7 emergency service as well as a wide variety of specialized medical equipment, and their experienced staff is committed to helping you or your loved one regain normalcy by providing the highest level of quality home care equipment, supplies, and service. Contact Arms Care at 724-545-3200 today.
And welcome back to High Top Sports Network. We're here at the Mars Athletic Complex, the Big Mac, for this evening's 4A Greater Allegheny Conference varsity football matchup between the Fightin' Planets and the visiting Knoch Knights. Knoch on top here in the 1st quarter, thanks to a Carson Kasecki 7-yard touchdown scamper on 3rd down. Right now, Fightin' Planets showed like they were going to go, took a timeout, and will now punt away. Another low snap, took a while to get there. Good boot. Kasecki is back, going to let it bounce. And Mars immediately downs it off that high bounce. Not sure, I might have let it hit the ground one more time. See what happens. That was Billy Summers on special teams for the Fightin' Planets, downing that punt right at the Knoch 32-yard line. Oh, excuse me, the 33. It's pretty close to the 33. So we'll call it the 33, even though the scoreboard says 32. And Kasecki back under center here for the Knights, trying to put together back-to-back scoring drives. Handoff inside, churning his legs and running hard right there. Could not see the number, Ryan. Was it number 3? Well, I'd love to credit him, but it's very tough to read these numbers with the gold and the lights kind of pointing right at us. So my apologies to that young man. I think he's back in the backfield, so I'm going to see if we can get the number on this play. Kasecki keeps it himself, and he's going to find 1st down yardage. Carson Kasecki with the moves, making people miss. I believe the previous ball carrier was number 44, Gavin McGowan. In the backfield for the Knights and had a gain of 9 yards there. Kasecki able to scamper forward to the 46 and pick up another Knoch Knights 1st down. They've been moving the ball well since that first possession. Clock is winding, under 3 minutes to go here. Offsides, that'll be encroachment by number 75 for the Fightin Planets, Jacob Ottenweller. They've got some big boys down there on that offensive and defensive line. Ottenweller listed at 6'4", 280. And Kasecki taking it all the way to that far sideline. Turns on the Jets, and he will scamper out of bounds after picking up another first down for Knoch here. Carson Kasecki just too quick, got around the corner. Raphael Bartley unable to track him down. So 1st and 10 once again for Knoch. 2:44 left here, first quarter. Johnson went in motion, but the handoff from Kasecki went inside. That was another good gain here. That was 44. Once again, Gavin McGowan. So it looks like McGowan, at least on this series, is taking over that inside handoff role Fraser had on the last series. McGowan has been running very well. Another good gainer, gain of 6 on that one. Looks like he's going to have the first down, or very, very close to it. McGowan again plowing forward. Third and less than a yard for the Knights here. All kinds of options. A lot of guys have been running well for Knoch. Wouldn't be surprised to see Kasecki keep it himself, but McGowan running really hard between the tackles. See what Coach Mallory has in store on this third down play. Kasecki will keep it. Pops it outside, cuts it back in. He has the first down and more. Across the 30, forward progress. Whistle dead. Carson Kasecki keeps it. Picks up another first down for the Knights. Every run play right now called by Coach Mallory and his staff is working to perfection. Really haven't seen any negative gain plays. Running hard between the tackles. Kasecki has showed the speed to get outside the tackles, as has Xavier Johnson. Handoff McGowan again inside the tackles. Pops off of number 5, Luke Goodworth. Excuse me, that was number 6, Tim Humes. The inside linebacker for the Fightin Planets had that tackle, but not before McGowan picked up another 6. That seems to be right about his average yards per carry right now. Is about 6 yards. Oh, Kasecki, a little bobble right there. Kind of just had to go forward. The pile comes down on top of him. That was big number 72 for Mars. Matthew Deach, 6'7", 290, landed on top of Kasecki after Kasecki was to the ground. So pickup of about 3. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 to go. That will end the first quarter. Knoch on top 7-0 here at the Big Mac in Mars. We will be right back for the second quarter on High Top Sports Network. My name is Josh Reckengoss. Thanks so much for joining me this evening. We'll see you in a couple.
Gross Embroidery and Sign Shop is the official clother of High Top Sports Network and is a family-owned company that can handle all your custom embroidery, custom sign, and laser engraving needs. Located at 409 4th Street in downtown Fort City, Gross Embroidery and Sign Shop can create sports and career apparel to the exact specifications of your organization. Their laser engraving department can put your logo or design on glasses, tumblers, insulated cups, signs, coffee cups, and more. Call Gross Embroidery and Sign Shop at 724-763-2461 today.
Welcome back to High Top Sports Network. Second quarter of this 4A Greater Allegheny Conference varsity football matchup ready to get underway. Knights on top, 7-0 and driving. Fightin Planets have had a lot of trouble just getting first downs here in the opening quarter and also containing the Knoch rushing attack. Kasecki running well, McGowan running well, Xavier Johnson a good carry, Keegan Fraser a couple good carries, and that inside handoff to McGowan again. He plows forward. We'll have another first down for the Knights, and they are imposing their will on that defensive front of the Fighting Planets right now. Just running that ball right down Mars' throat. So that'll bring up a first down at the 13-yard line. So once again, Knoch could record another first down without scoring, or before scoring, I should say. First and 10 here. And there's that reverse once again. Xavier Johnson trying to get outside, avoids one tackle. And the ball is loose, and Mars is going to come up with it. Xavier Johnson fumbled. And a huge defensive play right there as Carlos Orr falls on the ball for the Fighting Planets. Looked like Knoch would just be a matter of time before they punched it in for another touchdown. Xavier Johnson, and that's the danger you run when you try to stay up and avoid going down and trying to break more tackles. And he got popped as he was already engaged by one Mars tackler. The ball came loose. Carlos Orr fell on it wisely with his body inbounds before the ball got to the sideline. So turnover here for Knoch. Big play for the Fighting Planets. Not only a turnover, but keeping Knoch out of the end zone. Oh, and nothing doing right there as Sideneck was swallowed up. Trying to see the number. I think it's 52. Landon Schlegel. No, I'm not. I don't know. It's inside. It's 54 maybe, or 57. It was a 5 in front. I feel bad. Might have been 57. Matt Carney. But whoever it was in that nose tackle position, shedding a block. Nope, 51. We'll see it. Outside run. Going to work a little bit here for Mars. Good gainer on second down. Sideneck. Kasecki makes the tackle. That's going to bring up third down and 2. A gain of 9 for Sideneck. On the first down play, the tackle was made by Nick Davis, number 51 in the middle, that nose tackle position. But Mars, and they're going to get an encroachment. Nope. Thought Knoch might have jumped right there. Able to get back in time before the official threw the flag. Brantley firing, and that ball's going to be high. Intended target outside, missed by Brantley. That ball just sailed on him. Looked like number 14 out there. Hayden Mayer. Hayden Mayer. And that will send the Mars punt team back onto the field. And the long snaps, as Ryan noticed in warm-ups, long snaps have been taking a long time to get back there and have been landing low of the punter. It's happened both times Mars has punted the ball so far. Punt number 3 coming up. Kasecki is deep. That was actually a better snap right there. Kasecki just going to let that one bounce out of bounds at the Knoch 48. I'm going to spot it right on the 48-yard line. So turnover does not do any damage against the Knights. Mars unable to do anything with that Xavier Johnson fumble. Not going to take over. 9:57 left here in the first half. You're watching High Top Sports Network. Josh Reckengoss, Ryan Burns, high up in the Mars press box. 7-0 Knights. We're driving with authority last possession before that fumble. And Kaseki keeps it himself. Fake handoff to Johnson. Finds a couple of different running lanes. Goes from one hash all the way to the second hash. That ball's out. Saw the official throw the little blue fumble rubber. And another fumble right here for the Knights, back-to-back plays. A fumble by Xavier Johnson last possession. A fumble by Kaseki on the next offensive play. And Mars able to recover both of them. So that is going to give the Fightin Planets about their best field position of this one so far. Going to take over at their own 44. 1st and 10 to go. 9:42 left. Just 15 seconds elapsed off the clock right there. So Brantley going to try and do something with this turnover. Unable to get a first down after the last one. Brantley looking over the middle, just a bit high. His intended receiver had a step. That was number 15, Aiden Alessio. And Brantley just sailed it on him. Alessio had a step on his defender. That would have been a big gainer for the Fightin Planets, but unable to connect. Brantley and Alessio right there. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. And that run to the outside is going to lose a couple of yards. Looks like a loss of about 2. It's going to be 3rd and 12 right now for the Fightin Planets. See if Brantley can get something going here for Mars. Offense has been held in check so far this evening. Clock winds under 9 minutes left here in the first half. Knoch Knights up 7-0. Brantley rolls out, throws on the run, got a man right at the 50, but that's not going to be enough. Needed to make the 46-yard line. That pass was complete to number 87, Hunter Hartz. But short of the first down. It was a gain of about 8. But not enough to get that elusive first down. Mars going to stay on the field right now. Why not? And a timeout, I believe, called here by Knoch. Their first timeout of this first half. And while we have a timeout on the field, let's take a timeout here on High Top Sports Network. We'll be right back. 8:46 to go here. First half, Knoch up 7-0.
With over 40 years of experience, the fine folks at Steffi's Country Catering in Adrian can provide you with several scrumptious options for your next family gathering, corporate event, or tailgate. Make sure to try one of their custom meat and cheese trays or pick up a delicious Sunday takeout special. Steffi's Country Catering is a Leader Times Silver Best of winner 3 years running. And as the holidays approach, get back to celebrating with friends and family and leave the cooking to Steffi's. Sugar Rush Cupcakes by Tara are available by order. That's Steffi's Country Catering. Find them on Facebook.
Welcome back to the Big Mac here at Mars Area Middle School. Fightin Planets on 4th and 4. Trying to do something. They forced a couple of Knoch fumbles. And going to be a pooch punt there. And that's going to flip the field. Hopefully that one dies for Mars, and it looks like it will. Jumped on it was Hunter Hart. Right around the 6-yard line. So a smart play to kind of show like they were going on 4th down there with Brantley sort of under center. He kind of started to creep back to give himself a little bit of room to punt. And head coach Scott Heinauer using the pooch punt to perfection. Knights now 95 yards away. 94 yards away. Just about. 1st and 10 from the 6. Handoff. Oh, and met in the hole right there was number 44, Gavin McGowan. Still a decent game there for McGowan. Looked like about 3 after he was met right in the hole, contacted early. And those holes have been open up to this point, so possibly Mars defense making an adjustment with McGowan on the field. Right now, Kaseki in an empty backfield. We've seen Johnson go in motion, and he will do that right here. Fake handoff, Kaseki. He's got a little crack. Up over the 10, 20. Still on his feet. Hauled down about the 28-yard line. Big run for Carson Kaseki, an 18-yard scamper. And his legs have been the difference so far in this one on multiple occasions, picking up first downs, and also with the lone touchdown run of this contest. Only one mistake really by Kaseki so far, that fumble on the last possession, first play of the last possession. But a nice gain right there to get out of the shadow of his own end zone. Knoch taking their time here, getting back up to the line of scrimmage. Looks like somebody, not Kaseki, under center, I don't think. A handoff right there was McGowan. Trying to see who was under center there for the Knights. Kaseki checks back in, must have just needed a breather right there. 2nd and 8 upcoming for the Knights. Gain of 2 by McGowan on that previous rush. Fraser going to carry this one, and he's stacked up. So Knoch will have a long 3rd down here to pick up. Probably close to a 3rd and 6. So we will see if Coach Mowry elects once again to put the ball in Kaseki's hands and let him use his legs to find that first down marker. He has an instinct for it. Had an instinct for the goal line on the lone touchdown of this one. Kaseki, true contact, but was able to stay on his feet and extend the ball across the goal line in the first quarter. For this game's only score, Kaseki keeps it hit in the backfield and dropped. Mars ready for that one. That will be a sack for number 20, Nolan Scott, in the backfield for the Fightin Planets. And Knoch will send the punt team onto the field. Back to punt for the Knights. Number 40, Brendan Tristani. Good boot. Oh, high bounce right there. Going to be fielded and taken. And he has a crack right here, hitting to the near sideline and out of bounds. Noah Nesselrode played it right off the hop and was able to get a very, very good return for the Fightin Planets. First time they will have the ball or take over with the ball in Knoch territory. Heads up piece of running right there by Nesselrode. Saw where that punt was going to bounce. Kind of popped up right in front of him. He caught it on, got a couple of steps into a run and was able to use that bounce to his advantage to find the outside. 1st and 10, Fightin Planets. Brantley, little dump off right there. That ball's on the ground, and Knoch will have it. Happened right in front of us. Forced fumble. Number 26 for the Fightin Planets. Finn Sideneck coughed it up. And on top of it, for the Knoch Knights, number 14. I think it was 14. I couldn't really tell. Well, number 14 on the roster is Cody Mullen, listed as an outside linebacker, but really tough to tell with these gold numbers this evening. So apologies if we have a little trouble spotting those numbers. McGowan going to get that inside handoff from Kaseki and only pick up one. Second down and 9 here for the Knights. Coming up on 4 minutes to play in the first half. Exactly 4 minutes right now. Kaseki in the gun. Got McGowan right beside him to the right. Kaseki rolls, looking to throw. He's got a man, but good play. Getting in there to bat it away. Kaseki was looking for Xavier Johnson. That was definitely number 14. Hayden Mayer for the Fightin Planets. Good coverage. Arrived just in time. Got that right hand out. Swatted that pass from Kaseki away. Denied the ball perfectly without making contact with the receiver. So staying penalty free on that play. A very nice coverage by Hayden Mayer. So 3rd and long here for the Knights upcoming. 3:47 to go. Knoch at their own 41-yard line after the Finn Sideneck fumble. But as Knoch has done to Mars, have been able to minimize the damage from those turnovers. Kaseki rolls out. He's got a man deep. Good throw on the run. That one just a little bit underthrown the angle. A tough one right there to try and come back to. Kaseki threw on the run, but it falls incomplete. Carlos Orr on the coverage. Looked like Kaseki was looking for Devin Whitaker. So that falls incomplete, and once again, Knoch punt team back on to the field. Brendan Tristani with the boot. Good kick. Gets over the returner and still going to take it. Right there is Noah Nesselrode. He finds the sideline, stays in up over the 30, right around the 33-yard line. So once again, Nesselrode able to help his team. Devin Whitaker pushed Nesselrode out of bounds. But Mars will take over after a good recovery type punt return from Nesselrode. Mars going to take it at the 32. Brantley in the gun. Fakes the quick pass. Now throws it. Oh, nearly picked off. That ball intended for Hunter Hart in there on the coverage. Number 8 for the Knights, Jack Seibel. Brantley hesitated because Hunter Hart hadn't turned his head yet. You got to be throwing that before you see the man turn his head. You have to trust that he's going to throw it. If you're going to do those short, quick passes, you have to trust that he's going to know the depth of his route. And here's a good run. That was number 26, Finn Sideneck, running hard after that fumble on the last possession. Big game up across midfield. New set of downs. 1st and 10 for the Fightin Planets at the Knoch 48. One of the best offensive plays of the evening for Mars. And we have a whistle on the field. Timeout called by the Knights. So Knoch will use its second timeout here. 2:59 left in the first half. And we will also take a quick timeout here on High Top Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Shop and Save at Franklin Village is a family-owned, community-dedicated supermarket with a wide variety of quality food and friendly personnel to make your shopping experience easy. Stop by their award-winning butcher shop where you'll find the freshest cuts of USDA-inspected beef, pork, and poultry. Head to the bakery for the freshest bread and rolls, and don't forget to stop by the deli for an excellent selection of cold cuts, meats, cheeses, and prepared foods like their fantastic fried chicken. That's Shop and Save at Franklin Village.
Welcome back to High Top Sports Network. We're here at the Big Mac. My name is Josh Reckengas, joined by Ryan Burns on the cam. Right now, the Knights up 7-0. 2:59 left in the first half. Mars just got their biggest offensive play of the evening. A 19-yard run by Finn Sideneck has the Fightin Planets in Knoch territory. Brantley, 1st and 10, looking to throw. Fakes to short. We got a man wide open down the field, and he is going to be gone. A touchdown from Brantley to number 15 for the Fightin Planets, Aiden Alessio. Good fake by Brantley at the line of scrimmage. Fake the short bubble screen, and Alessio just ran a straight line down the field. Brantley hit him in stride, and Mars is on the board. Big play right there. An extra point will tie it. 2:50 left in the first half. Trying to get the right alignment on the field are the Fightin Planets. The kick is up, and it is good. So the extra point up and good. And that will tie this one up. I believe the kicker is Owen Hellwig for the Fightin Planets. A 48-yard touchdown strike from Brantley to Alessio. And then the extra point by Hellwig ties us up here at 7. Really a nice play design right there. Fake that quick out. Mars has not really tried to take any shots down the field so far in this one. And a good play call by Scott Heinauer's staff. Get the Fightin Planets on the board. See if Knoch can respond here. We're deep in Fightin Planets territory before an Xavier Johnson fumble killed what looked like was going to be another scoring drive for the Knights. Kaseki back deep in the middle. Xavier Johnson to his left. So the kickoff specialist is number 10, Mason Childress. Straight ahead kick, bobbled, and taken around the 10-yard line. Trying to get up the field, bouncing off a couple of tackles and over the 30. Once again, could not see the number. Believe it's an 8. That'd be Jack Seibel. It could be an 8, could be a 0, could be a 3, could be anything out there. Seibel going off the field, kind of holding that arm like you might have gotten a shot to the shoulder. Keep an eye on that. Knights will take over at their own 30-yard line. 2:44 left here in the first half. Johnson in motion. Kaseki keeps it. Finds another lane. Good gainer. Tries to stiff arm a man. Does. But is ultimately wrapped up. You don't want to go sideways. You want to go north-south here. And Kiseki bounced off a man with a stiff arm and went east-west instead of north-south. So limited what could have been a big play to just a 4-yard gain for the Knoch quarterback. Second and 6 now, clock winding, coming up on 2 minutes exactly left here in the first half. Oh, and a fumbled handoff. That was to McGowan. McGowan thought Kiseki was keeping it. Looked like one of those RPOs. McGowan and Kiseki, little miscommunication. Never looked like McGowan expected that ball. But Kiseki able to fall on it, but not after a loss. Right back near the original line of scrimmage. Looks like it's going to be a loss of 3. Third and 9 for the Knights. And I believe Mars just used a timeout. Their second to stop the clock. 1:45 left here in the first half. I'm going to tell you once again about Halloween at the Richard G. Snyder YMCA in downtown Katanning on October 29th. A great community event that promises not to disappoint. In conjunction with Frankel's Neighborhood Markets, hashtag Katanning Cares, and High Top Sports Network, many other local businesses. This event has everything you and your kids need this holiday season. The RGS YMCA will be putting on a monster walk throughout the building that includes candy and a costume contest. Hashtag Katanning Cares will have a huge trunk or treat outside in the parking lot. Loads of trunks. Sprankles will have the meat van there giving out candy and coupons. First 100 kids receive real-life pumpkins and the paint kits to go with them. And High Top Sports Network will have the big screen in the parking lot broadcasting the Armstrong, Indiana regular season finale. That's October 29th at the RGS YMCA in Katanning. Handoff to McGowan by Kiseki. Nothing doing right there. Mars swallows that up. Like number 54, Jack Hull in the middle there. So that is going to be a 4th down and 9. Fightin Planets use their final timeout, trying to conserve as much time as possible when they get that ball back, expecting Knoch to punt right here on a 4th and 7. So that was a gain of 2 on that carry, but Jack Hall, number 54 for the Fightin Planets, able to swallow that up, not let anything get going. And Coach Heinauer expecting to get the ball back right here. Sending Noah Nesselrode deep to return it. We've seen a couple of good returns out of Nesselrode off of punts that weren't necessarily routine. One hopped in front of him, one hopped over his head. He's been able to make good yardage on his returns this evening. So back to punt here is Tristani. Just gets it off, nearly blocked. That one right to Nesselrode this time. He's going to try and cut it back, and a knee goes down. So down at the 32-yard line, Tristani barely got that one away. Number 53 for the Fightin Planets, Isaac Winters, coming in, nearly getting a hand on it. So the Fightin Planets will get 131 here in the remainder of the second quarter. And we got a hold, looks like, against the Fightin Planets, and that one will march back 10 yards. So all the way back to the 22 now. Fightin Planets taking over. Remember, stick around at halftime. We will put the mics out the windows so that you can hear the bands. We will stay right here on High Top Sports Network. Showcase the halftime show here at the Big Mac. Fightin Planets onto the field here. Lining up, Brantley hit Alessio, 48-yard touchdown pass on the Fightin Planets' last possession. See if Mars goes to the air once again. Brantley going to keep it. He's got a little bit of a lane, but wrapped up from behind and tackled by McGowan before he could get too far, but enough to move the chains, which in high school football stops the clock. It's essentially a quick timeout before it starts rolling again. Brantley taking his time under center. Well, in the gun, excuse me. And quick out. Fired and caught. That was Aiden Alessio. Tackled immediately. Gain of just a yard. So Mars going to have to hurry. Under a minute to go here in the first half. Brantley, deep drop, got some pressure, flushed out of the pocket, fires over the middle. Looked like it was caught. And that will be a first down. A nice diving catch coming back to the ball. Noah Nesselrode. So the clock stops with 40.4. Mars getting into position, clock rolling again. Brantley up at the line, calling the play. 30 seconds to go here, and a timeout called. That will have to be Knox. Mars out of timeouts. So Coach Mallory, right with 30 seconds exactly on the clock, calls his final timeout of the first half. Tied at 7 here. Scrappy brawl. We've had a couple of turnovers on each side. And tied at 7, low-scoring affair. Both defenses short tackling this evening. Haven't seen many busted tackles, missed tackles. So both teams playing hard defensively, as evidenced by just 14 points on the board in the first 23 and a half minutes of gameplay. Brantley takes the snap. He's going to look long, pulls it down, rolls out, fires way deep. It's got a man, but that's going to be pass interference. It has to be. No flag on the play. Oh, man. Not catching a huge break right there. Getting there way early was Carson Kasecki. And there, I didn't see a flag on the field. Mars is pointing like it is pass interference, and I guess that's what we're going to get. Brantley rolled out. He looked long earlier, pulled it down, rolled out a little bit more to the right. Had number 14, Hayden Mayer, streaking down the middle of the field, went long, so pass interference was called. 21.4 seconds, did not see a flag go onto the field. So my initial reaction was that Knoch caught a break right there, but penalty goes against the Knights. Brantley rolls to his right once again, going to be looking deep. Firing toward the end zone, got a man down there, and caught. Incomplete. Out of bounds. Wow. A matter of inches right there. Noah Nesselrode nearly got a foot down in the end zone. Would love to have another look at that. He came up with the ball. Official ruled he did not get a foot down. Out of bounds right there. So 13.1 seconds left here. Brantley drops back. He's going to get sacked. And that will do it here in the first half. Halftime score here at the Big Mac is 7-7. Unbelievable. Just got another look at that play. The deep shot to Noah Nesselrode, and man alive, that's why I'm not an official. I would not want to be making that call. It was very, very close near the back quarter of the end zone. But the score remains 7-all as we head to the half here on High Top Sports Network. I'm going to put the mic out the window so that we can see the marching bands here on the halftime show. My name is Josh Reckengoss for Ryan Burns. We'll be back after the bands for the second half.
Rotators, and ready. Tonight's event will open its halftime show with a 1966 classic hit, famously performed by the Blues Brothers. Here's Give Me Some Lovin'.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the field the award-winning Mars High School Marching Band. Drum majors, Evan Rojas, Megan Smith. Is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Mars High School Marching Band. They're giving a Yeti away here tonight, and we're also going to give away $340 on that 50-50. So if you have a 50-50 ticket, you want to get that out right now. If you have a white 50-50 ticket, you might be a winner. So get your white 50-50 tickets out. Also, we're going to tell you who the winner is of that Yeti flavor. So here's the lucky winner of the 50-50. This is white ticket 069.
And we hope you enjoyed those performances by the Knoch and Mars area high school marching bands. We always stick around for the bands here at halftime on High Top Sports Network. I believe they are an integral part of the Friday night football experience and showcase some kids maybe aren't out there making plays on the field, but certainly making beautiful music during the halftime show. About to kick off the third quarter here in 2 minutes. That first half marked by mistakes and missed opportunities by both teams. And a couple of touchdowns. That's all we have on the board. Carson Kasecki, a 7-yard touchdown run in the first quarter. And Raphael Bartley hit Aiden Alessio for a 48-yard touchdown strike late in the first half. That is all the scoring we have had so far this evening. Each team committing turnovers via the fumble. Knoch with 2, Mars with 1. But neither team really able to capitalize on those turnovers. Believe we'll see more of the same here in the third quarter once this one gets back underway. And while we have just about a minute before kickoff, Mars will receive the third period kickoff. We'll take a quick break and thank one of our wonderful sponsors here on High Top Sports Network, Sprinkles Neighborhood Market.
Just finishing up a 100% outside renovation project at the Tanning store. Don't miss out. Come and see us. Check out our Pennsylvania skill game room. We have the newest machines, the newest games. We have 5 machines. We're about to add a 6th machine. $10,000 jackpots on all 6 machines. Don't miss out on a chance to win. We have the lowest possible prices and the best quality of anybody in the area. We'll take it up against anybody in the area. We put our stamp of approval, #SableMeat, on every single package, and we're here to serve you every single day. We also have chef-prepared, chef-quality prepared sushi, everyday fresh, and Sushi Wednesdays, $5 sushi rolls, and you can win by liking and sharing our favorite page, Sushi Madness shirt. Don't forget to check out our millions of bakery deli products that we're making fresh every day. Appreciate all the support out there. We can't do what we do without you. Come and see us.
Welcome back to High Top Sports Network. 12 minutes up on the scoreboard. Third period about to get underway here at the Big Mac, the Mars Athletic Complex. Knights took the opening kickoff, so that will mean the Fightin Planets get the ball first to start the second half. Lining up to kick it away deep for the Knights is number 40, Brendan Tristani. He is kicking deep, and that'll be taken by Noah Nesselrode, who's had some great punt returns so far this evening, but he's stacked up right around the 25-yard line by the Knoch special teams. And dropped. I believe that was Xavier Johnson in on that tackle for the Knights, number 23. So Mars will take over here to start the second half. 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. Raphael Bartley, the quarterback for the Fightin Planets. He's got number 26, Finn Sideneck. Inside, the handoff goes to Sideneck. He's trying to get outside, runs into a couple of Knights after a gain of about 6. So a good opening play here for Mars. Well, they're going to say a gain of 8 for Sideneck. Carry number 2 goes to Sideneck, but not before he is eaten up by Matt Carney, 5'11" junior inside linebacker. Did not give Sideneck any room to operate. So a big third down here early in this second half. 3rd and 3. That was a loss of a yard for Sideneck on that carry. Not going to bring some pressure right now. Bartley is flushed out of the pocket, picked off, and headed back toward the Mars end zone is number 14 for the Knights. And he is in. That's Cody Mullen with the pick 6 off of Raphael Bartley. He rolled out, fired. Number 14, Cody Mullen, jumped in front of that route, snagged the pick, and then went to the far side to the sideline and beat the Knoch offensive line all the way to the end zone for about a 30-yard pick 6. Might have been 28-29 in that general vicinity. Oh, excuse me, that was at about the 44. So a long interception return. Gives Knoch the lead. Mullen, number 14, the freshman, coming up with the 44-yard pick 6. Tristani unable, not sure if somebody got in there and got a piece of it. But that point after is no good. Knights jump on top. 10:48 left here in the third quarter. Costly interception right there for the Fightin Planets. And a big play by number 14, Cody Mullen, freshman outside linebacker. Knoch will kick off again. Mars worked so hard to get it tied up, even had a shot at the end zone before the end of the first half. Fightin Planets working so hard to tie this one up and nearly took the lead right before the half. And to come out in the second half on your first third down, create such a costly turnover right there. That can be a big-time momentum shifter. Let's see how the Fightin Planets respond. Tristani going to kick off again right now. And here's the boot from Tristani. Deep right there, taking about the 4-yard line by Sideneck. Sideneck gets through the first wave, still on his feet, and wrestled out of bounds at the 36-yard line. by number 4. That was Devin Whitaker, but not before a decent return there by Finn Seideneck. About a 32-yard return, 33-yard return for Seideneck. We've seen good returns out of the Mars special teams, both Seideneck and Nesselrode. Nesselrode on the punts. So let's see how Raphael Bartley responds. And there's a pitch out to Seideneck. Thought about inside, tries to get outside. And once again, number 57, Matt Carney, in on that play. Someone on the defensive line was also trailing. Trying to see what the number is. Don't know if it's 61 or 64. No, there is no 64. I can't tell on that side. Maybe 3. Very tough to read. But a good play to take away any positive yardage. Loss of 4 on that first down rush. And fake pass and another inside handoff. And that one swallowed up by number 74, Nevin Peart. Or Pert is how the public address pronounced it, so I'll go with his pronunciation. No gain on that play. 3rd and 14. Not sure Coach Scott Heinauer feels comfortable with his quarterback going to the air in such a situation right now. We'll see how Mars plays this. 9:15 left, 3rd period. Bartley sends Hart in motion, and he's immediately pressured, but gets away from it. Rolls to his left, throws on the run, got a man deep downfield, and it's caught. Hunter Hart, a huge play for the Fightin Planets on a 3rd and 14, and there's a flag down behind the play. And that will be an absolute deflator right now. If this one's coming back, they got a face mask, and that's going to go against Knoch, so that play will stand all the way down to the Knights' 15-yard line. A huge play right there for Raphael Bartley and the Fightin Planets. That is a 53-yard hookup. Spun away from a tackle, just chucks it down the field. Hunter Hart behind the coverage. Tackled at the 15. And so we're going forward to the 10 after the face mask penalty. So Mars right back after that turnover to start the 3rd quarter. See if Bartley can punch it in right here. Pitch. Trying to get back inside. Now bounces it outside. Is Seideneck. That ball's loose. And Knoch is on top of it. Another forced fumble. Unbelievable turn of events right there after the 53-yard hookup from Bartley to Hunter Hart. The next play, little pitch outside to Finn Seideneck, and he gets stripped right near the sideline. Knoch, with the awareness, jumps on it, taking over at the 9-yard line. So a big turn of events right there. Mars looked like it was going to answer. Here's Kasecki right up the gut. Good yardage on first down for the Knoch quarterback, Carson Kasecki. 9 yards on first down. That's what you want. Try to get out of the shadow of your own end zone here. Kasecki been pretty good for the most part. 1 fumble lost for Carson Kasecki, but also a touchdown run. Several other big runs to move the chains for the Knoch Knights. Looking for a fresh set of downs right here. Kasecki. Looks like he has McGowan beside him in the backfield. Inside handoff goes to McGowan. He's got both hands on the ball, rumbles forward, and moves the chains. New set of downs for the Knights. Up to the 25, so this one started at the 9-yard line. Couple of rushes for the Knights, picks up 16. Gets them out of danger. Fresh set of downs here at their own 25-yard line. Mars, 2 big turnovers so far in the second half. The interception returned for a touchdown. And then the fumble deep in Knoch territory. McGowan rumbling forward again. He's down close to the sticks. Looking like Mike Allstott coming through the hole there. Both hands on the ball, just head down, running into people. Gavin McGowan picks up another first down for the Knights. And we saw this a little bit in the first half. Knights just running the ball at will. Got down inside the 15. And Xavier Johnson coughed the ball up. Mars took over down there. Knoch running strong right now again. Kaseki tripped up, not much. Maybe a yard for the Knights QB. I think Jack Hull got in there. I've called his name several times tonight on the Mars defense. Gain of only a yard, 2nd and 9. Upcoming here for Knoch. 6:15 left. Third quarter in this WPIAL 4A Greater Allegheny Conference matchup. Kaseki will take the snap and the gun. Handoff again to McGowan. Both hands on the ball. Plows into a man. Really laid the wood. Some extracurricular activity. That was 54 for the Knights once again, for the Fightin Planets. Jack Hull making the tackle. Both he and McGowan going at each other full speed. Big collision. Only a gain of 3 right there as Hull makes the stop. So 3rd and 6 here. Big third down for both teams. Knoch would certainly like to keep possession, keep that clock running. Mars would love to force a punt. Oh, and nearly jumped. 2 men on the Mars defensive front. Nearly jumped. Kaseki going to hang on to it. The cutback works once again for Carson Kaseki as he is out near midfield and has another Knights first down. Ball at the Knoch 49. This drive started at the Knights' own 9-yard line. But a good rushing attack, pushing forward, led by Gavin McGowan and Carson Kaseki. McGowan again, and he nearly gets away. Good tackle by number 14 for the Knights, Hayden Mayer. McGowan had a full head of steam. Another first down. For Knoch. Under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Knights are driving the ball. Very calculated attack by Coach Mowry and his offensive staff. And it's really relied on Gavin McGowan so far this drive, wearing down that Mars defensive front. Kaseki bobbles the snap and put it on the ground, picks it up, somehow able to make positive yardage. And both teams have had a very difficult time hanging on to the ball tonight. 4 fumbles lost total between the two teams, 2 apiece. And we've seen some low snaps, some bobbled snaps, some muffed handoffs. That ball is like a hot potato out there. Nobody wants to hang on to it. Once again on the ground, but Kaseki able to make a play with his legs and turn what could have been a disaster into a couple of yards. Kaseki in the gun, got McGowan to his left. Kaseki going to keep it. McGowan out to block in front, but guess who's there? Jack Hull in the backfield, wraps up Kaseki and throws him to the ground. Number 54, Jack Hall, called his name a bunch of times tonight, making plays all over the field for that Fightin Planets defense. So that will be back to the original line of scrimmage, a loss of 2, as Hull shoots the gap, gets into the backfield, and throws Kaseki to the turf. So once again, Knoch will be forced to pick up a long third down conversion here to keep this drive alive. 3rd and 10. 2:45 left here, third quarter at the MAC. Mars Athletic Complex. Fightin Planets and Knights in a slobber knocker out here. And going to get a timeout right now by Knoch. I think they were trying to get a different alignment. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 guys. Don't know if somebody was trying to get on or get off the field, but Coach Mowry takes a timeout on 3rd and 10 with 2:34 remaining here in the third quarter. Thanks once again to Sprankle's Neighborhood Market in Saxonburg, our official scoreboard sponsor this evening. Check them out on Facebook. Like and share their videos for chances to win every day. Great giveaways at Sprankle's Neighborhood Market. Hashtag Save on Meat. And Coach Mowry talking it over with his offensive line right there. Well, his entire offense really kind of gathered around him, listening to what the play is going to be. They're heading back onto the field, 3rd and 10. The Knights are facing, trying to keep this drive alive, which started all the way back on their own 9-yard line following a Mars fumble by Finn Sideneck. So Kaseki in this situation, we've seen him keep and kind of follow McGowan as that lead blocker. And Kaseki rolls out, little dump off, got a man completed, but wrapped up and dropped. Jake Murphy, the tight end, coming off the line, trying to slip loose. Gain of 5 right there, so 4th and 5. We'll see what Coach Mowry decides to do. Not sure who made that tackle. I thought it was number 23, Billy Summers. So Kaseki in the gun, 4th and 5. Big play right here. Trying to pick up a huge first down. Kaseki cuts it inside. Oh, cut down at the legs. He's going to be short. Number 3 on the tackle. That is Kaseki's counterpart on the other side of the ball. Raphael Bartley went in low, chopped the tree down. Kaseki stopped short. Mars will take over on downs. Big play right there by Bartley. Able to stop the shifty Kaseki, not allow him to pick up those 5 yards and move the chains for the Knights. So Bartley now in the gun, going to run the offense here for Mars. And that's a handoff. Looks like Sideneck, and he's going to get the corner down the sideline. So a strong run there by Sideneck. Picked up about 17 on that run. That's a play Mars needed. They are into Knoch territory now. 1:34 remaining third quarter in this one. Hartley takes the snap, keeps it himself, tries to plow forward, stays on his feet, able to make positive yardage, but not much. For Bartley, gain of about 2 for the Mars QB. On the tackle there for Knoch, Nevin Pert. And Bartley takes the snap, hand off to Sideneck. He's going to try and use that wall of blockers going all the way to the far sideline. But Knoch able to chase him down after a gain of just a couple. Gavin McGowan able to chase down side neck right there, push him out of bounds. Only a gain of a yard for the Mars running back. 3rd and 7 from the Knoch 44. And Bartley rolling, tries to cut it back inside, hit immediately and dropped. Number 87, Jake Murphy, in there with first contact, able to hold him up until McGowan came in and cleaned up the mess for the stop. Loss of a yard brings up 4th and 8. And just under 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. See if they utilize that pooch punt once again we saw in the first half of Bartley. Well, no, he's going to drop back, look to pass. Bartley firing deep over the middle. He's got a man wide open and caught for the touchdown. Number 4, Noah Nesselrode getting deep, and a perfect ball by Raphael Bartley. Put just enough air under it and allowed Nesselrode to run it down for a 44-yard touchdown strike. So Bartley with his second 40-plus yard touchdown this evening. Excuse me, that was a 46-yarder. So a 48-yarder and a 46-yarder. That one more the traditional long bomb. The first one kind of a misdirection fake that got Knoch biting, but look at this throw, just drops it in perfectly. Nesselrode runs under it, catches it. The extra point is up and good. So Mars takes their first lead of the evening with 12.6 seconds left here in the third quarter. Fightin Planets now on top by a point, 14-13. Well, nice bit of resiliency for Mars quarterback Raphael Bartley. 6'3", 215 junior. Thrown a couple of touchdown passes tonight and shrugged off that interception return for a touchdown, which began this third quarter. Coming back right there and firing a perfect bomb deep to Noah Nesselrode. 5'8", 165 junior running back slips behind the Knoch coverage for a touchdown. We've got a Knoch player down on the field. So while we have a moment, let's thank one of our wonderful sponsors here on High Top Sports Network. Welcome back to High Top Sports Network. Mars set to kick it off after that last touchdown. And the Knoch player, shaken up on that last play was quarterback Carson Kasecki. So we will see if Kasecki is able to continue in this one. And brought out by number 8 for the Knights. That was Jack Seibel on that return. Eight seconds left here. Going to see who is at the quarterback position for the Knights here once this huddle breaks. Kasecki still on the sideline, shaken up on that touchdown. A.J. Sobalski. Number 12 in at quarterback. A flag comes flying in. Well, number 8 on my roster is Jack Seibel, but they said J.J. Sobalski. So this one goes against Knoch. That's a hold against the Knights. So first play with Sobalski under center. Goes backward for Knoch. And that was the final play of the third quarter. So as we move to the final quarter of regulation play, Mars Fightin Planets scoring a late TD here in the third to take a 1-point lead. Brendan Tristani's missed extra point after Knoch's second touchdown, looming large right now. Just a 1-point game as we head to the final 12 minutes in this one. Knoch will start 1st and 20 at their own 19 when we come back.
Arms Care, located at 85 Glade Drive in Katanning, provides the highest quality medical equipment, supplies, and service for use in your home. After an accident, illness, or surgery, the caring professionals at Arms Care can assist you in getting the appropriate medical equipment into your home where you can make the most progress on your recovery. Arms Care offers 24/7 emergency service as well as a wide variety of specialized medical equipment, and their experienced staff is committed to helping you or your loved one regain normalcy by providing the highest level of quality home care equipment, supplies, and service. Contact Arms Care at 724-545-3200 today.
And welcome back to High Top Sports Network. Josh Reckengoss here, about to get the fourth quarter underway. 1st and 20, handoff to McGowan. Not much there for McGowan. Kasecki still out of the game. Shaken up on the 46-yard touchdown pass to Noah Nesselrode late in the third period. And now we have a Mars player down on the field. So while we have a moment, we will talk once again about the great event that High Top Sports Network is going to be a part of here at the end of the season. Come on down to the Richard G. Snyder YMCA in downtown Katanning on October 29th for a great community event that promises not to disappoint. In conjunction with Sprankle's Neighborhood Markets, hashtag Katanning Cares, and High Top Sports Network, as well as many other local businesses, this event has everything you and your family need for this Halloween season. The Richard G. Snyder YMCA will be putting on a monster walk throughout the building that includes candy for the kids and a costume contest. Hashtag Katanning Cares will have a huge trunk or treat outside in the parking lot, loads of trunks. Sprankles will have the meat van there giving out candy and coupons. First 100 kids receive real-life pumpkins and the painting kits to go with them. Here's where High Top Sports Network comes in. We'll have a big screen in the parking lot provided by BS Outfitters, one of our great sponsors. And we will be broadcasting the Riverhawks and Atlanta. The Indiana Little Indians. I don't know why I thought Atlanta right there. The Atlanta Hawks? I don't know. They're red and white too, right? High Top Sports Network will have the big screen out there for the Riverhawks and Little Indians regular season finale. You're not going to want to miss this spectacular Halloween event. Doors at the Y open at 7 p.m. That is when kickoff is between Armstrong and Indiana. So if you or someone you know in the area wants to have a great time Friday night, October 29th, head on down to the RGS YMCA in downtown Katanning. 2nd and 15 here after the injury timeout. Sobalski still in At quarterback, Xavier Johnson got a helmet ripped off. He goes nowhere on his carry, so this offense much more pedestrian without Carson Kasecki in there making plays with his legs. I'm looking at the sideline trying to see him. I'm not sure where Kasecki is at the moment. Oh, he's all the way down past the benches, sitting down right now. The trainer's next to him. Doesn't look like he's getting worked on right now with the helmet off. And he is sitting on the ground near the 30-yard line. So it doesn't look good right now for Carson Kasecki. 3rd down and 14. Sobalski in the gun. Fakes the handoff, rolls out, fires. That ball's a little bit high, contested at the sidelines, grabbed and called out of bounds, nearly picked off. Wow, that was very close to an interception over there by Bartley. What a play that would have been. Sobalski was looking for Devin Whitaker. So not going to be forced to punt here. 10:38 left in regulation. Fightin' Planets looking for that first win of the season. Up by a point here in the 4th quarter. Knoch, a 1-point game last week against Indiana. Nearly blocked right there. And they are going to call that was actually contacted, but a decent punt by Tristani. Nearly blocked right there. That would have been a huge swing for the Fightin' Planets. Referee signaled that there was a deflection, but Tristani able to get a good enough boot into it, get it across midfield and past the 35 to the 34. And there is a personal foul against Mars after the play, so that's going to march it back 15 all the way back to what should be the 19-yard line. And that is indeed where the official spots the ball. So the Fightin' Planets, little extracurricular activity at the end of that play. Personal foul goes against Mars. They will take over here. 10:27 left, 4th quarter. Clinging to that 1-point lead following the 46-yard touchdown pass from Raphael Bartley to Noah Nesselrode. And there's the handoff right there to Sideneck, but he is wrapped up and dropped. McGowan was in there, as was number 87, Jake Murphy. Seen that combo a couple of times on that right side. Able to clean up those plays. So 2nd down and 11. Little pitch out by Bartley. Oh, ducking a tackle right there. Was Sideneck, but immediately met. Jake Murphy with the stop once again. 3rd down and 8, a gain of 3 by Sideneck after he slipped under the first tackle, but the 2nd tackle by Murphy, able to stop him in his tracks. We got a 3rd and 8 from the 21-yard line. Bartley drops back. Got some good time. Going to fire it deep once again. Oh, just out of the reach of Nesselrode. A good throw once again by Bartley. Got some good protection in the pocket. Able to step up. Needed to put a little bit more air under that one as he did on the touchdown pass to Nesselrode, who got one hand on it. Just unable to complete another big hitter right there. Would have been a huge play for the Fightin' Planets because Nesselrode was open. Bartley saw him. Just a little bit overthrown right there by the Fightin' Planets QB. And now Mars forced to punt from their own 21. Knoch sending a block attempt. Punt going to be dropped right at the 49. Going to take a Mars roll. Now bouncing backward. downed by the Fightin' Planets, number 23, Billy Summers on special teams, able to drop that punt at the 46 as it started to bounce back toward midfield. That is where the Knights will take over on their own 46, 9:04 left here in regulation. Knocked down by a point. Right now, the Knights have been running the ball pretty efficiently this evening, and they need to put together another one of those long 8, 9, 10 play drives where they just churn the ball and run it down Mars' throat. But Mars' defensive front has been better since Kaseki left the game. Zabalski dropped the snap. Another one put on the ground by the Knights. Tried to jump back to the line of scrimmage. I think he's going to actually lose a yard. Second and 11. Another muffed snap right here by the Knights. We've seen it a few times, even with Kaseki in the game. And he has moved, Kaseki that is, from his spot on the ground over at the 30. Trying to see if he is on the sideline or sitting down on the benches. Knight's going to have to get something going. McGowan, following his blockers, gets positive yardage, but stuck right at midfield. McGowan going to pick up about 3. No, they're going to give him 5 there. Ball right at midfield. 3rd and 6. Crucial play here for the Knights as the clock ticks. 7:45 left in regulation. Going to need a play out of Zabalski, the backup. Inside reverse to Xavier Johnson, but he's grabbed at the waist and dropped. Mars was ready for it. Big number 75 in there on the tackle. Jacob Ottenweller, 6'4", 280 D lineman. Read that inside reverse, got his arms around the waist of Xavier Johnson and just took all 280 pounds of himself to the ground, and Johnson went down with him. So a huge stop right there for the Fightin' Planets. Knoch showing punt. Tristani back in punt formation. Nestle Road going to be deep for the Fightin' Planets. 4th and 4 here. Tristani gets a boot off going away from Nestle Road. Tried to directional punt. And down at the 19 by Mars. 6:47 left in this one. Still a 1-point game. Knox offense just not the same without Carson Kaseki at the quarterback position. Not sure if we will see Kaseki once again shaken up, as I said, on that 46-yard touchdown pass from Bartley to Nestle Road near the very end of the 3rd quarter. And Bartley back in the gun for Mars, trying to get Knoch to jump. You know the Knights are going to be bringing pressure right now, trying to force a mistake and a turnover. Bartley fakes the pass and will hand off inside to Sideneck. Knoch ready for that play. Sideneck goes nowhere. I believe that was Jake Murphy once again dominating his position on the line of scrimmage for the Knights. Gain of just a yard for Sideneck. And Knoch showing blitz right now. Bartley looking to the sideline for direction. Clock rolling. 6:10 left in regulation. Knoch brings it up the middle, wide open. Over the middle is Alessio. Bartley read the blitz very well. Alessio went to a soft spot in the middle, just sat down and let his quarterback throw it right into his gut. Good first down conversion for the Fightin' Planets. We have Knoch player down. Believe that is Xavier Johnson. number 23 for the Knights, down on the turf right now. May just be a cramp the way they're working on him, so hopefully for Johnson, just a cramp, muggy night tonight. And a couple of men being worked on for the same thing here on the Mars huddle. So the cramp monster may be making an appearance here with 6:03 left in the fourth quarter. And with a couple players down on the field getting stretched out, we're going to stretch out, take a quick break, and hear from one of our awesome sponsors here on High Top Sports Network. My name is Josh Reckengoss. We'll be right back.
Protecting the things you love and how you do so is among the most important decisions you'll ever have to make. TGIF Solutions can provide you with the peace of mind by supplying answers to all of your insurance needs, whether it be home, auto, business, life, or farm coverage. Contact the team at the Shellhammer Atwood Agency today in West Katanning to be sure that you, your loved ones, and the things that matter most stay safe when it matters the most. TGIF Solutions, insurance for what matters.
Arms Care, located at 85 Glade Drive in Katanning, provides the highest quality medical equipment, supplies, and service for use in your home. After an accident, illness, or surgery, the caring professionals at Arms Care can assist you in getting the appropriate medical equipment into your home where you can make the most progress on your recovery. Arms Care offers 24/7 emergency service as well as a wide variety of specialized medical equipment, and their experienced staff is committed to helping you or your loved one regain normalcy by providing the highest level of quality home care equipment, supplies, and service. Contact Arms Care at 724-545-3200 today.
Welcome back to High Top Sports Network. The rain has begun to fall here at the Big Mac. We've already seen the ball bounce around quite a bit this evening. Don't think the precipitation will help these guys get a better grip on the pigskin. We will, oh man, a pitch out, eaten up immediately. Seideneck partly pitched out to him. Seideneck had nowhere to go. Great tackle there by the Knoch defense. Seideneck going to try it again, heading to that near sideline. McGowan running Seideneck out of bounds on that play. Just a gain of 3, so a long third down here for the Fightin' Planets. Under 5 minutes to go. 4:58 exactly on the clock right here. Fightin' Planets would like to get a couple of first downs here, take some more time off this clock. Knoch needing a stop, only sending 3. Are the Knights still going to get some pressure? Bartley looking deep again, has a man diving catch and hauled in by number 14, Hayden Mayer. That is a huge play right there, and we've seen it all night from Bartley. Big plays down the field. Knoch only brought 3, but still able to get some pressure. Number 54 got in there. But Bartley kind of rolling to his right, firing deep. Able to find Hayden Mayer. Huge first down right there for the Fightin' Planets as they have flipped the field, take over at the Knoch 31. Well, Bartley going to keep right there. Falls forward, maybe gets 2. Well, gain of 2 indeed for Bartley right there, and they can just let the clock roll at this point. Knoch gonna really need a stop on this series of downs. Mars gets another first down here. That's when Coach Mallory is going to have to start burning timeouts. So the Knoch defense needs to stand up on these next couple of plays. Bartley handing off to Sideneck. Nowhere to go. Swallowed up immediately. A round table of Knights. Jake Murphy in there once again. Great little call here by the Mars public address announcer. Stopped by a round table of Knights. I like that. Chuckle to myself. So 3rd and 9 here. Huge play for the Knoch defense. Now I believe Coach Mallory will call a timeout. 3:08 remaining in regulation. 3rd and 9. Mars will be facing when we come back from this quick timeout.
With over 40 years of experience, the fine folks at Steffi's Country Catering in Adrian can provide you with several scrumptious options for your next family gathering, corporate event, or tailgate. Make sure to try one of their custom meat and cheese trays or pick up a delicious Sunday takeout special. Steffi's Country Catering is a Leader Times Silver Best of winner 3 years running. And as the holidays approach, get back to celebrating with friends and family and leave the cooking to Steffi's. Sugar Rush Cupcakes by Tara are available by order. That's Steffi's Country Catering. Find them on Facebook.
Welcome back to High Top Sports Network. Play of the game right here. 14-13, Fightin Planets lead. 3:08 left in regulation. 3rd and 9 at the Knoch 30. Knights need a stop right now. And Bartley rolls. He's going to try to run it. And he's going to be short, I believe, of the first down sticks. It's going to be close. Bartley running out of bounds right there. Don't know if Coach Heinauer really wanted all that. Try to take some more time off the clock. Get Knoch to burn another one of those timeouts. Knights only have one left. That is going to bring up a 4th and 5, just a gain of 4 on that play for Raphael Bartley. Right now, Mars trying to really put the Knights back against the wall. Bartley keeps it, and he's wrapped up. And McGowan trying to strip the ball as they go to the turf. Knoch will take over on downs. Still have a timeout left. 2:53 remaining in regulation. Bartley, don't know if he should have handed that off to Sideneck. Looked like Sideneck had a lane. Bartley kept it himself, tried to run. McGowan right there. Big stick by the Knights linebacker, Gavin McGowan. He's played an excellent game on both sides of the ball. Knoch is going to have to go, well, you'd figure probably about 50 yards to get into makeable field goal range. At least. Maybe 60. McGowan takes the handoff from Sobalski. Still on his feet. Gets outside. Breaks a one tackle. Gets through another. But finally wrapped up and dropped by Carlos Orr. But not before McGowan powers ahead for a first down. That will stop the clock. Well, I thought it did. Usually stops until the chains get set, but started up kind of quickly. Knights have one timeout remaining. 1st and 10 from their own 37. Sobalski still in there at quarterback. After the injury to Kaseki, that ball coughed up, bouncing around. Looks like Knoch fell on it. High snap. Got away from Sobalski, and that's where that precipitation comes into play. It doesn't look like it's raining anymore, but just enough to wet the field turf. And by extension, let the ball. And another muffed snap, muffed exchange for the Knights. That has been a problem all night long. 2nd and 14 now. after that miscue. And sooner or later, you got to think Knoch is going to have to make a pass. Let's see what they do. Snap, reverse, and that one's fumbled. Picked up by McGowan, but he is hit and dropped. The exchange between McGowan and Xavier Johnson was completely mixed up once again. Johnson is livid, has to be separated from Zabalski, from his teammate. And they've run that play a few times, not with much success. That inside reverse where Johnson comes back. And another big, big loss right there. Well, they're going to call it no gain. 3rd and 14. Right now, it's crunch time. Got to make a throw. Oh, and they're offsides. It looked like. And that one's picked off and going to be returned by the Fightin Planets. Number 14, Hayden Mayer. And he gets down to about the 1-yard line. Hayden Mayer with a huge interception of J.J. Zabalski. 37.1 seconds remaining. We'll seal it. And take an absolute miracle right here for the Knights to be able to pull out a victory here. Mars on the verge of that first win of the season. Just about 2 yards and 37.1 seconds away from getting off the schneid and picking up win number 1 in 2021. Bartley, excellent on throws down the field, and that's been the difference. Couple of long touchdown passes by Raphael Bartley, and they are going to go into victory formation. Bartley just going to take a knee. Coach Mowry elects to not use his final timeout. The clock will roll, handshakes all around. A very, very hard-fought game. Knoch will fall to 2-5 on the year. Mars finally picks up their first win of the season in their 7th attempt. Fightin Planets now 1-6 on the year. But maybe not a team in Western Pennsylvania happier this evening. Such a proud program here at Mars, finally getting that first win of the year. A really good game by Raphael Bartley. Shook off some mistakes, made some long throws down the field. Couple of 40-plus yard scoring passes. 48-yarder to Aiden Alessio in the first half, and the game winner, a 46-yarder to Noah Nesselrode. So Raphael Bartley will be the High Top Sports Network player of the game this evening. The Mars quarterback making the plays when he needed to and when they counted the most, as this Fightin Planets team gets their first victory of the year. Thanks once again to the Mars Athletic Department and Athletic Director Scott Heinauer for the hospitality. The past 2 weeks, we were here last week with Armstrong, here this week, Knoch at Mars. So thanks so much to Coach Heinauer. He was very hospitable as well in the springtime as the Armstrong Riverhawks softball team marched to the state final. We got to broadcast a state semifinal game down here. Coach Heinauer and his staff, always very helpful, always very supportive, and help us pull off these broadcasts. Thanks so much to all of our wonderful sponsors here on High Top Sports Network. Special thanks to TGIF Solutions, the official social media sponsor of High Top Sports Network. Sprankles Neighborhood Markets, both in Katanning and Saxonburg. Great sponsors. Thanks to the Belmont Complex in West Katanning. Thanks to Steffi's Country Catering. Phoenix Physical Therapy, Katanning and Rural Valley. Shop and save at Franklin Village. Ryan Bowser State Farm in Ford City. Olson Chiropractic in Katanning. UFP Parker LLC, Stanley's Bar and Grill in Ford City, Gross Embroidery in Sign Shop, also in Ford City, Manor Township Fire Hall, and Manor Township Volunteer Fire Department, Arms Care Incorporated in Katanning, Douglas Insurance Services in Sarver, Shevlin Concrete and Construction in Vandergrift, as well as Ramsey's Place in Vandergrift as well. Thanks to the Lindora Hotel, also another great sponsor of High Top Sports Network, as well as We Serve First Foundation. Those are two of our big volleyball sponsors, the Lindora Hotel and We Serve First Foundation. So thanks to all of them. They all have a part in making Friday nights possible here on HTSN. Had some score updates for you. Armstrong was on top of Greensburg-Salem last check. Fox Chapel now up 35-21 on Kiski area. Kiski was actually up 21-14 in that game. And the Foxes have come roaring back with 21 unanswered points. Also got, well, the Riverhawks up 26-16 right now in the fourth quarter over Greensburg-Salem Golden Lions. And the Freeport Yellow Jackets were up 14-0 at the half over the East Allegheny Wildcats. Those were the four games we had on High Top Sports Network this evening. And those, a couple of those are still going on if you want to flip around and check out some other WPIAL varsity football action. High Top Sports Network will be back in action next Tuesday. We got a volleyball triple header here on HTSN. A big one in WPIAL Class 3A Section 5. Hampton taking on Freeport. That should be a doozy. That will be at Freeport. Also on Tuesday night, Highlands will visit Armstrong. Golden Rams taking on the Riverhawks in a section matchup. And Franklin Regional will be at Kiski area. I'll be on that game with Tim Toy, founder of the We Serve First Foundation and a huge supporter of Kiski area volleyball. Tim and I will be on the call. Franklin Regional visiting Kiski area next Tuesday. So that's what we have coming up. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. You can search High Top Sports on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter at HighTop_sports. And of course, you can always see what we've got going on at our website, www.hightopsportsnetwork.com. That will just about do it for us here at the Big Mac. Fightin Planets get their first win of the season, 14-13 over the visiting Knoch Knights. Fightin Planets now 1-6 on the year. Knoch falls to 2-5. For Ryan Burns, my name is Josh Schreckengast. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for tuning in. As always, stay safe and be well.